Hello and welcome to Tuesday Talks, when we have human conversations with business people. Today I'm delighted to have Jason Kenny from jasonkenny.ie, who is a nutritional expert, I think that would be fair to call you.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
So Jason, how did you get into this business?
Do you know what? It was kind of one of those things that I ended up getting into via kind of martial arts.
Okay.
Originally it wasn't something I suppose I had kind of set my sights on. And as the years progressed, I kind of went into more business and all that direction, and eventually ended up coming back to it.
Okay.
So, so that's how I ended up coming back to it. I came back then through the martial arts again, and my own personal development, my own health, and wanted to, I suppose, kind of better myself.
Okay.
And as a result then I got feedback from other people. They wanted to know how I did it, and I said, you know, this is nice when you started helping someone. And you got a great buzz out of that. It was a great satisfaction in seeing how people progressed. And before I knew it, somebody else said, "Oh, you should talk to him." And it started expanding and started kind of going mad.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I ended up in it.
Okay, yeah. I've seen fantastic posts of you with lots of lovely food. So do you cook this food, or do you give recipes, or how do you work with your clients?
So what happened was, unfortunately, I suppose, through a series of different things, events throughout my life, I eventually got to a point, I suppose, in 2015 that I had kind of hit a slump. I'd always been training, I've been doing everything, never ended up getting to the point where you had this, you know, I suppose, really lean look or physique that all these guys and girls are kind of after. So I decided I was going to make a change, and what happened was, my wife, she's fantastic at cooking.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you go home and you're smelling these lovely apple tarts and all these cakes, It doesn't really help when you're dieting. Great for selling a house now, but it's no good when you're dieting. So I decided that I had to come up with a solution to the problem, so I started creating all these alternative foods. So I started making brownies, but I'd make them from like sweet potato or beetroot, or I might do biscuits, but I'd do them from avocado, and so on and so forth. So I started trying them, and of course I started testing the kids at home as well, and they started liking them, so it was a big hit, and it just became one of those passions then, and I started giving them to people, and people started enjoying them. And what it did for me was, it took away that sugar craving in the evening times.
Brilliant, yeah.
And you were eating veg. You weren't eating, you know, these high sugary foods.
Yes.
So it was brilliant. So there was a kind of a double-edged sword to it. It was helping the family, it was helping myself, and all the clients and people around me were really getting a buzz off of this. So I kind of came up with a load of recipes, ended up creating this ebook, which is available on my website, jasonkenny.ie, and you can get it. And it's a load of recipes, a little bit about my own background, my own story as well, and it's all there, and that's how I ended up doing it.
Fantastic. And had you ever done any baking or cooking before?
No, I hadn't, and this is the thing. As I said, I like cooking, and when I lived in Spain, as you know, Spanish people love to cook, so you're in an environment where it's all the time cooking and prepping foods, and everything's done from fresh. It's a fabulous kind of style diet, the Mediterranean diet. But that was it really. So I picked up a few tips and tricks, just as you know you would, to keep yourself somewhat independent, but never really got into it. So thank God, I suppose, as I said, my wife is a chef, so she has, and her family are phenomenal at cooking as well. So it was a great kind of inspiration. So I was able to pick up things, but I started to kind of study it myself.
Great.
And look for alternative methods to doing things, like, you know, replacing butters, as I said, with avocado and things like that, and looking for alternative ways of cooking, getting the same flavours.
Excellent. So somebody can download the ebook, but if somebody wants to work with you in a deeper level, how do you work with them? Do you work with them on a one-to-one basis, or how do you work with them?
Yeah, so there's two ways really. The most dominant way is online, which makes it very easy for people. The internet nowadays has made the world very small. So I mean, I have people who can be in Australia, Austria, UK, Spain. It can be anywhere, or here in Ireland, obviously. And it's brilliant because I communicate with them on a regular basis, weekly basis, and what happens is we make a plan. We work on that plan until we fine-tune it down to something that really suits them, because I'm not a believer of print it off the internet and just hand it out. And this one-diet-fits-all approach doesn't work. And that's the danger with the information nowadays. It's out there. It might suit you, but it may not suit me. so what I do is I tailor that to them, and I tailor it around their working life. I look at the foods that they're into and that they like, and we try and incorporate all that into one little package for them. So I work with them online, so they're back and forth, and we use various media such as WhatsApp or internet, like Facebook Messenger sometimes if people want to use that. Email is one of the important ones because it gives an opportunity to give a greater I suppose feedback as to what's happening throughout the week for them. So I look at all sorts of aspects of their life. I look at their sleep patterns, I look at their routines that they're doing in terms of exercise throughout the week, and it doesn't necessarily mean they have to be in a gym. They could be in walking clubs, they could be in swimming clubs, tennis clubs, it depends. It's just what to do this time is to do it in such a way that they incorporate that into part of their lifestyle as part of exercise and training.
Yeah, so it all blends in together.
Yeah,
yes.
So then we get the food and we put that together and we kind of marry the whole thing and it becomes one package unique to them.
Okay.
And once they have a kind of a template then and they're starting to shift the weight or tone up whatever it is that their desired idea is, then we can take it to the next level. You know, again, it depends on how far people want to go. But my impression of how someone should look and their impression are two very different things. So. And sometimes people can kind of shoot for the stars too much, you know, and kind of go, look, you know, come back a small bit. So, you know, you got to be realistic with people. You got to give them a little bit of a helmet readjustment every now and then. But yeah, so the online one is very, very useful because you can be sitting at home on your sofa watching TV. And you go, God, I need to do this, and just send a message. So
you get a ping from Jason, get up off the sofa.
I'm watching in your window. Yeah. So, but it's great because it means that you don't have to be organising to go and meet me somewhere, you know, and take a half an hour out of your time to go travel, then sit down for an hour, another half an hour, so it's 2-3 hours gone. Yeah. Whereas this is just instant, you know.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
So coming into the new year, what is one piece of advice you would give to somebody who is thinking of improving their lifestyle in a healthy way?
Yeah, look, you know what? Just get out and move, really. Everyone puts off their diets until the new year, or like put it off until Monday. And the problem with that is the minute you keep putting it off, you'll put it off until Tuesday, it'll become Wednesday, and before January it'll become February. So I just start. And it doesn't matter if you're making any gains in the first week, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, just enjoy that process. Just say, look, I've started, and put it into part of your day. So if you start work at 9 to 5, just maybe at 5:30, just do something, just to even go for a walk, longer to the car, you know, just start putting small steps in place, and when you start doing that, they increase. Again, even with foods, it's the very same thing. Just start maybe reducing some things back, and by the end of January, you may have a large amount of things put in place, and you might start to see results. The minute you start to see results, you get enthusiastic, and then you want to do something extra, and then it becomes more. And the good thing is, and you know, it's just all the gyms are always busy in January. For about 3 or 4 weeks, and then it's
falls off.
And it's great. You know, people have great intentions, but people want to make that New Year resolution. I think instead of setting the massive goals, set small little ones and try and achieve those. Yeah, so that's what I'd be telling people to do. Yeah,
brilliant. So I would actually say download the ebook. You know, with the recipes on it, would be absolutely fantastic, and get cooking. I'm going to download it and see, and you know, we'll try them out because I love healthy baking. That's brilliant, Jason. Thanks so much.
No worries.
And
fantastic.
Happy January.
And you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks
Thank you.